everyone, Violet here. Today we are going to walk through the very first part of the morning Sidekick journal by Habit Nest. So at the beginning we look at the why, the who, the what, and the how. And so I'm going to show you my process as I go through this book. So we'll begin with the why. So this section is basically called the lifeline, and this is where I'll turn back to look at if I ever need extra motivation or I fall off the wagon and I need to remember why I'm doing this. So I'll take you through the questions. The first one is, what would my life look like if I did a morning routine filled with incredible habits every single day for the next 30 days? And so I wrote that I would build trust in myself, I'd be making time for things that are important to me, and my mindset would improve. What sort of ripple effect would doing a morning routine have on other areas of my life, on other people's lives around me? And basically, it'll set me up to be in the best position to do the best that I can on all different areas of my life, such as motherhood, being a good partner, my artistic career, being an assistant in my job. What would my life look like if I did not do this? What would I be missing out on? How would missing those make me feel? So I imagine that without this, I might not actually be saving the time that it would take me to do the morning ritual, but rather I would waste it on my phone. I would be less efficient with like going to sleep and waking up. It would make me less happy, less productive, and I'd be missing that opportunity to grow mindfully and spiritually. What life goals do I consistently avoid making time for? Can I implement taking action on these goals into my morning routine? So the two things I thought of that I'm not good at making time for when I get really busy is exercise and creative projects. I tend to end up putting other responsibilities in front of that. So I want to be able to incorporate more yoga and walks, bar classes into my morning routine, and then also if I'm consistently writing morning pages and planning in my planner, I tend to make way more time for creativity and feel more inspired overall. So I want to implement that. What are the top hurdles I'm facing with going to bed on time, mastering my mornings? What do I need to do to overcome these? So I have a new really big hurdle, which is having a baby, and it's tricky because we don't exactly know right now when he'll fall asleep and when he'll wake up and how much sleep we'll get throughout the night. There's very much not a consistent schedule. So that's my big hurdle, and I think the best thing I can do is to control what I can control, which is if he falls asleep, I'll take that opportunity to go to bed. And when he wakes up, I'll take that opportunity to get up and get going and start doing the things rather than keep staying in bed, trying to catch more sleep, etc. So that'll be important. And it says here, bookmark this section and flip back here the next time you're struggling to stay consistent with this habit. So next we'll look at the who. So in this section, we looked at these three layers of behavior change. There's outcomes, which is like the goals, processes, which is enjoying the process along the way, and then the core part is your identity, which we often ignore. So an example of this would be like, oh, I want to do morning routines and I know the goal for it, I know the process of how I'm going to do it, but I'm not a morning person. And that identity could actually really hold me back, like thinking of myself as not a morning person. Whereas if I change my own words behind my identity, I can make it more likely to make this happen and be successful. And also have an identity for when you fall off the wagon, to understand that you're someone who will just start right back up again, that you don't have to be perfect. So here are the 2 questions for establishing your identity. What kind of person do you want to grow into through this process? And I wrote that I want to be someone who's present, I want to make the most out of every day, I want to take care of myself. What kind of person do you want to be when you fall off the wagon of your habits? What do you want to remember about who you are and how you can repurpose those days to serve your life? So I basically wrote that I'll be flexible with myself, that I'll understand that sometimes some things will take priority above my morning routine, and that my habits will be so ingrained in me that I know they're always there for me to pick right back up, and I'll trust myself to be able to do that. So now we will move on to the what. So this section didn't actually have anything for me to fill out, but rather it went through what to expect. So the first week is going to definitely be the most difficult. That's day 1 through 7, and then days 8 through 21 is about staying consistent and really building it in. Day 22 to 66 is hardwiring, retaining interest in your personal improvement. So like really making this a part of your brain and life so that it's like automatic. And then after that is habit mastery, so like experimenting with the different parts of your habits and routines, and making them fit your life at different times, and knowing that you can pick up habits at any point. And then it talks about the daily content, which is motivational and informational. There are tips, challenges, clips and podcast recommendations, success stories, and affirmations. And then it talks about this concept of eat the frog, which is basically from Mark Twain. Apparently he said that if you eat a live frog in the morning, then you will have known you've done the most difficult thing you have to do all day, and that'll give you motivation to do everything else. Which of course, like, I wouldn't eat a frog. I don't think any of us would, but it's a good concept to decide what is the most difficult thing that I want to do today, and to get that done in the morning, and how important that is. I remember reading that as part of Passion Planner at one point too, was like to get that first hard, difficult, important task done first thing in the morning when you can. So it recommends doing that after your morning routine. And then maintaining this balance of improving yourself and also appreciating yourself, and how there are tips or there are spaces to fill that out throughout the journal, which will help you keep that balance of both striving to do better, but also to appreciate what you've done and allow yourself forgiveness if you, make mistakes or fall off the wagon. And now we have the how. So this section contained a lot of information about not being too caught up in being perfect every single time, of small steps leading to success, on waking up whenever it's good for you. It's not about waking up super early. Even if you have to do your routines later in the day, you still fill out the journal. It has information about challenges, like when you have a partner, when balancing it with your social life, and when you have kids, which is my focus now because that's what's changed for me. Sorry, this is the section about your social life. This is the section for when you work at night. And how to hold yourself accountable using the journal, staying consistent, going to bed on time, and having accountability. So then I wrote about addressing hard days ahead. I basically wrote myself a note saying that it's okay if I prioritize rest, that through doing the morning routines, what I'm doing is I'm building up this muscle of trusting myself to know what I need, and to do the things that I truly need. Like when I wake up, I don't need to be on my phone for 30 minutes, but what benefits me more is the harder thing to do, which might be sitting and meditating. So since I'm building up that trust in myself, I'll also trust myself if I need to do something like rest more. And then I just encourage myself to start again or do the routines later in the day if that's what the day allows for. So then I wrote out what I want my morning routines to focus on. And basically it's to inspire me for the rest of the day, to take care of things that I want to do daily. It's not going to be focused on work and already getting productive on work, but rather more on self-care. And then it has examples of what people like to do with their mornings and the sample journal page. And then it has the commitment page. I'm going to do it every day and I'm about to sign my commitment. So this section is looking at the first week, which is Hell Week, and the first pro tip, which involves being ready the night before for the day. And so I filled out here, tonight I'll sleep at, it has to be a range because it kind of depends on the baby, but within the range of 7:30 to 9 p.m. And tomorrow I'll wake up at, again, a range because it'll depend between 7 and 8:30 a.m. And one positivity thing, it says, what is one unique thing about me that makes me incredibly special? I wrote my creative practice. And my plan for my morning ritual will include meditating for 1 hour, having a healthy breakfast, taking a walk or doing a bar class, planning in my planner and writing morning pages, getting ready and making the bed. So then I'll mark out if it's completed and write about what actually happens and planning for the day tomorrow. So yeah, I'm really excited to get started on this. Let me know if you are doing it too in the comments below. Please like this video if you do and subscribe because it means the world to me. Thank you so much for being here and I will see you in the next video. Bye!